So next up, little piece of news just to follow up to last week was Kyler Murray. So at this point, this is the assumption we're rolling with. So last week we talked about how Dick's Sporting Goods released the date for his cleats. Now Adam Schefter goes on the Pat McAfee show on Mondays to talk about, obviously everything news related. And they were talking about, because of Kyler Murray being activated within that 23-day window, this would be the week where they had to activate him. I think it was. And so Schefter said, they plan on, now that Josh Dobbs has been shipped out and is with the Vikings, this will be the week that Kyler Murray is now activated to the 53-man roster. So we are going to assume he is going to be starting on Sunday. And like I said here, is he?
I'm pretty sure he got the start. I could be wrong.
All right, let's see. Kyler Murray.
He's projected for points on my fantasy team.
Starting for Cardinals. Kyler Murray activated in line to start Sunday off PUP.
Cardinals to 1 day ago. QB Kyler Murray against Falcons. Okay.
So it's confirmed since I posted this. That's nice. He'll be starting. And again, we don't know if it's good timing, as they pushed it all the way till the end to make sure that they would release these right at the end of his PUP window. But Kyler Murray will be starting this weekend, and his cleats drop on Friday.
Yep. So his cleats, they drop this Friday, November 10th. Those are the cleats, those nice rose gold dunks. I'm super excited for K1 to come back. He's kind of become the face of Nike, I feel like, these last couple of years. And he hasn't really played as good as I'm sure Nike would have hoped. And a lot of people are like, why is this the guy they chose to be the face of their football brand? But I love Kyler Murray. I can't wait to see him come back. I think he's one of the most exciting players in football. I've had him stashed in my IR spot on my fantasy football team since I think 4 weeks ago. So I'm ready for him to come back and win me this fantasy title for sure.
Nice.
But yeah. One thing I do want to talk about. What's up?
Mm-hmm. No, you go.
Oh, yeah. So one thing I do kind of want to talk about is, isn't it kind of annoying that Nike keeps releasing these cleats at this time? Like, it's November. A lot of, high school football team seasons are wrapping up right about now, if not, by Thanksgiving. So why does it, how does it make sense to release this cleat with like just a couple weeks left in the season? It doesn't make any sense.
It's funny. There's literally someone that commented that on my post and said my high school season wrapped up yesterday. But let's see what they said. I remember I briefly saw the comment and I responded to it. Let's delete these so we can keep this going. They said, why do they always drop new cleats when high school seasons are ending? Right. And it got me thinking about that and part of the struggle that they have, because it's really not timed well from like a marketing machine versus like a consuming aspect. Because if you're Nike and your big obviously thing is your NFL athletes, you want to be releasing new products with them and new marketing materials and testing stuff and doing stuff like midway through the season like they are right now, right? Everyone knows who they are. Some of the big injuries have already gone out of the way. They can pull stuff from them. Some of those early season, preseason injuries, that stuff's dealt with. And now that the hype is building towards playoff pushes and rankings and all that stuff, teams are starting to fall in line. Breakout stars are coming. Now is when they have their athletes that they can push with, especially their rookie athletes who are starting to have their breakout years. So it's like, from a marketing standpoint, Nike, Adidas, anyone, Adidas is still releasing colorways. They release their Spider-Man, they release their Disney.
Yep.
They want to be releasing and doing marketing and pushes mid-season, right? Last year, Nike did the Panda Dunks with all those different athletes. That was a massive activation they did to do the Panda Dunks with Micah Parsons and Saquon and all those dudes. And we bought them, but we're not playing anymore. And everyone buying these cleats now, for the most part, that is not us, is buying them and then holding on to them for spring, for workouts, for next fall. It's just weird that from a peak from a consumer perspective, Nike's ideal window to be posting and marketing football cleats is June and July, right? Do their marketing push. Everyone will buy it in August, ready for the high school season, biggest of them all. But that just doesn't work that way. They're not advertising. They're not going to release the K1s when in preseason. in the third preseason game when Kyler plays the first half. You know what I mean? Like with most of these like
Yeah.
superstars that they want to advertise with. So it's like it's really not timed well between those two things, and there's literally no way to fix it. This isn't like I'm not faulting Nike. Like I
Mm-hmm.
don't know how you fix this cycle.
Yeah, no, that's a good point. I guess I didn't really think about it like that. There is, more of an opportunity to market during the season than before the season.
Yeah.
So I guess it must make sense to them, numbers wise, to push stuff while their guys are playing, and then I guess they must sell more during the season than they do at the beginning of the season because, like you said, people buy it and hold on to it. I guess it's just different.
Yeah.
I mean, it's a lot different from when I was a kid because I'd buy my cleats like a week before the season started. I wouldn't even really, I mean, at the time I wasn't obsessed with cleats and cleats weren't as big as they are now, but like I wouldn't buy mine until a week before and then I'd put them on, wear them, and that would be that.
Yeah.
So it is fun to see how these companies, how they strategize and how they kind of decide to do what they do.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. But yeah,
Hmm.
it's just the way it is.